Welcome to the presentation of NeuroShield, an advanced helmet padding system designed to reduce brain trauma. Our team, Kwa, Will, John, Gaia, and Angel, is committed to revolutionizing helmet safety with innovative materials. The helmet safety industry is rapidly expanding, with a 5.5% kg from 2023 to 2030 and an estimated 250 million in annual revenue from commercial and professional sectors alone. The Department of Defense allocates over $20 million each fiscal cycle to padding technology, while the NFL's $60 million engineering roadmap targets improved helmet performance. Therefore, NeoShield is leading the way to meet this growing demand for more effective solution in helmet safety.
Now, I want you to meet Ryan. Ryan was a combat medic in the US Army and was an instructor that taught how to breach buildings using explosives. However, he was never deployed to the front lines. However, he was certain that those blasts from the training sessions damaged his brain, and despite the doctors telling him otherwise, he was certain that he had some brain scarring and TBI. However, no imaging tool at this time can detect brain injuries like CTE or TBI, and the doctors focused on methods that didn't necessarily help. And after treating his headaches and memory issues and depressions, anxieties, and every other method that was found feasible, his suffering ended up leading him to commit suicide. Now, I want you to look at Sarah. Now, Sarah is a 40-year-old mother of two kids, ages 8 and 12, who play football in the Little League. However, she is a cost-conscious mother and she's looking to save money, but with the fees and equipment, it is quite difficult for her to do so. So her youngest child has to play with hand-me-downs that are slightly out of size for her and they're already a few years old. And while the helmet is still less than 10 years old, which means it's still good for use, the helmet has been through rain and sun and multiple impacts, and it makes Sarah nervous to watch her kids play. So there has to be a solution that would prevent any concerns from happening.
All right, now we'll go ahead and discuss the minimum viable product that we will be producing in order to show the effectiveness of our technology. While the final helmet will consist of many of the bladders that you see on screen, the minimum viable product that we'll be producing is a technology demonstration to prove the effectiveness. And so what we'll be doing is we'll be creating two bladders connected via 3D printed Tesla valve, and then demonstrating how much force this is, or how effective this is at reducing incoming force. So while the system is at equilibrium, fluid that is filling the two bladders is able to pass freely through the Tesla valve. However, uh, upon impact, the Tesla valve will limit the flow of the fluid through the Tesla valve and uh, cushion the inside of the helmet and protect the wearer's head from any injuries. And so our minimum viable product is meant to be a proof of concept and will allow us to show how effective our technology is. And we will be using this minimum viable product to compare that to pre-existing helmet materials and demonstrate how effective they are. So the leap of faith assumptions that we're going off of are that the NeuroShield material is more effective at reducing impact velocity than the leading competitors, as well as the fact that impact velocity reduction leads to a reduction in helmet-related trauma injuries such as concussions. Now we'll be discussing the customer validation efforts that we went through in order to determine whether or not this product was one that the market is ready for. And so we conducted two major methods of customer validation. This consisted of customer surveys as well as focus group testing. As far as the people that we interviewed people from a wide variety of helmet wearing industries, such as professional athletes, um, military safety hardware developers, construction company executives, and more. As far as the questions that were asked on the customer survey, some of the questions that we asked included how frequently the survey participant was exposed to a head trauma-related injury, whether or not they were interested in a more effective head protection technology and what their expected price point was for a product that is capable of reducing the head trauma-related injury. And overall, we found that a large percentage of the customer or of the potential customers that we interviewed and surveyed were interested in a more effective helmet, and that our price would be a reasonable price that our customers would be willing to pay. Additionally, we conducted focus group testing, which involved getting several of our potential customers into a room and asking them questions. The goal of this was to determine several important points, such as how severe head trauma-related injuries are as a problem for each group, um, how whether or not they were interested in a more effective helmet. Um, we received input into the construction of our helmet processes and then determined more effective marketing strategies for each target demographic that we're going after.
Here we're going to delve into the science of concussions, for which there are two main sources of. The first one is from linear impacts. And while the average helmet is made of foam and it will compress to absorb the energy, but it can't expand, this creates a void on the opposite side and therefore can't protect the brain as effectively from multiple impacts. You can see in the video, however, there isn't much damage to the eggs. That's because it isn't the main source of brain injuries. The second impact is cause of brain damage is rotational. When the head is struck at an angle, the brain itself twists, causing shearing damage. And foam isn't designed for this and typically requires another system to compensate for this. However, there is another source of brain injuries, and that is from shock waves. When people in the military fire heavy weapons, an invisible blast wave goes through the brain. The blast wave results in cavitation or a sudden drop in pressure in a concentrated area, causing fluid to turn to vapor. These bubbles expand suddenly and then implode, releasing enough energy to cause destructive damage. The damage builds up and can lead to profound problems like sleepiness, anxiety, and paranoia, looking a lot like PTSD. So our solution is a padding system that utilizes Tesla valves and fluid-filled bladders for brain trauma. Now, a Tesla valve is a passive one-way valve with no moving parts. It has a main channel and secondary channels that go back onto itself. Fluid can move freely in one direction, but in the opposite direction, fluid goes into the secondary channel, redirecting onto the main channel, reducing fluid flow. By altering the valve's dimensions in fluid, we can prevent brain trauma. It's because impacts cause the head to accelerate or decelerate faster than the brain, causing crashing each other. This system not only dissipates the forces preventing skull fractures, but also slows down impacts, preventing the brain from hitting the skull. And utilizing the concept of hydraulic entry, redirection release, the fluid-filled system can capture the shock waves before they reach the brain and redirect them through the Tesla valves. Now, this adds competitive advantage for our company. This superior impact dissipation from the enhanced energy management allows the impact forces to be dissipated in a way that ensures linear acceleration and deceleration of both the skull and brain. The advanced angle impact protection addresses rotational forces, which are often overlooked in modern padding systems, and its design ensures optimal protection in scenarios involving glancing or off-center blows.
So based on our leading competitor analysis in regards to replacement padding brands and their costs, we can see that the highest costing is with Vicus at 115. Following that is Riddle at 112.5, and then Zenith at 55, and then finally we are the most affordable at 49.99. And then our SWOT analysis. So our strengths are innovative technology. The Tesla valve system and self-healing polymers offer unparalleled protection and durability, distinguishing the product significantly. And then we have versatility. The adaptable design makes it suitable for diverse industries, including sports, military, and construction. And we have validated safety. MVP testing demonstrates substantial impact reduction, boosting user confidence in its safety performance. With weaknesses, we have high production costs. The use of advanced materials and manufacturing processes leads to higher production and retail prices. We have limited brand recognition. With this as a new product, we lack the established reputation and by and trust from competitors. And then supply chain dependence, reliance on specialized materials and components, heightens vulnerability to supply chain distributions. And then with opportunities, we have rising awareness of TBIs. There is a growing concern about TBIs in sports and militaries. So this is a driving demand for advanced safe solutions. And then we have partnership potential. Licensing the technology to well-established brands can accelerate market entry and enhance credibility. And we have regulatory evolution, stricter safety standards in helmets increase demands for products like NeuroShield that suppress current requirements. Um, and then we have threats. So we have competitive landscape. Established competitors with large budgets and greater market influence pose significant challenges. Adopt resistance, higher costs, and skepticism towards new technology can hinder early adoption. And finally, we have intellectual property risks. With weak patent protections, that this may lead to imitation by competitors and things sorts like that. So with this is our products and customers 2x2 matrix. We fall under market penetration, specifically for athletics with having existing customers and an existing product. And we also fall under product development in regards to military, since it is an existing customer but a new product. And then this is our innovation 2x2 matrix, and we fall under sustaining innovation because we have a problem well defined as well as a domain well defined.
Hello, everyone. So I'm going to walk you through the business model for our innovative helmet padding system. Our target market spans several key sectors, where our primary market is anywhere with high impact sports where head injuries are a constant concern. This is things like football, hockey, BMX, or even extreme sports where you fall a lot, like snowboarding or skateboarding. Our secondary market is military, law enforcement, construction workers, essentially any jobs where helmets are essential for day-to-day safety. And the tertiary market are recreational users, such as parents seeking helmets for their children when they're playing junior league football. In short, anyone who needs or wears a helmet could benefit from our technology, and that's our primary focus. So we have identified multiple revenue streams to maximize our growth. We're using business to business sales. We're hoping to partner with helmet manufacturers to integrate the padding system into their existing helmet lines and maybe to even co-produce new helmet lines. We're using direct to consumer sales where we're going to sell premium helmets with our padding system directly integrated directly to consumers through websites and retail partners. Licensing fees. We're going to license the technology to other industries such as military or construction firms for integration into specialized helmets. We could also use business partnerships to co-produce those lines as well. So to reach our customers, we're going to leverage a multi-channel distribution strategy. We're going to use e-commerce for direct-to-consumer sales through our own website. We're going to establish retail partnerships with sports and outdoor retailers such as REI, Dick's Sporting Goods. And we're going to use business-to-business partnerships with established helmet manufacturers such as Riddell and Bell. And we're also going to target military and law enforcement suppliers. Any supplier or manufacturer that creates helmets, we're going to want to partner with them. Our key business targets are shown below. We're going to establish manufacturing partnerships to ensure high quality production and scalability. We're going to focus on marketing and branding. We're going to try to educate our consumers about the added protection and value of our padded system, and as well as using social media and sporting events and influencer partnerships to get the word out about this new padding system and our product. And we're also going to need to do regulatory compliance. There's a lot of safety boards in place and compliances that we need to get for our product to ensure that it's safety and certified. Strategic partnerships will be essential to our success. We're going to try to partner with helmet manufacturers, any existing manufacturers that we will want to co-develop new helmet lines using our integrated padding system. We're going to partner with sports organizations, sports leagues, for endorsements and product trials. And we're also going to reach out to medical experts. We want to collaborate with sports medicine experts and neurologists to certify and validate our safety claims that this padding system is superior than any other existing product on the market. Our cost structure is focused on research and development. We want to stay at the forefront of innovation. We're going to be investing in materials innovation and investing in our own padding technology, hopefully developing it and making it even more safer as time goes on. We're going to invest in manufacturing. Obviously, we need the cost for production, quality control, and distribution. Marketing has its own costs where there's expenses for advertising, the partnerships, and any promotional events that we have. And compliances, costs associated with getting those safety certifications and regulatory approvals.
So the components for our padding system will comprise of a high impact polymer that would act as our padding shell. And we would also have a polymer fluid that will be the core that will stay within the shell. We'll have a moisture wicking fabric that will go over it as a padding cover, which will be both breathable and antimicrobial. And to integrate this into a full helmet system, it would have a fastening mechanism out of Velcro, clips, and adhesive. Now, the estimated cost for all this, the materials in the BOM come out to about $10 per unit. The manufacturing cost is about $2.50. Overhead is about $2 per unit. Quality control and testing, which we would have to do to meet our standards and certifications, is about $2 per unit. Packaging, we're expecting around 50 cents per unit for a total cost of $17 per unit. Now, there are multiple ways that we can go about manufacturing our system. The first one is vulcanization, where we spray the liquid polymer onto a mold and we heat treat it so that's vulcanized. And later on is sealed after we fill the interior with a liquid polymer. And this can be thought of as how breast implants are made. Another process is through blow molding, where we have polymer being put between molds and we have hot air blowing through in order to form a shape. And then last one is plastic welding, where two polymer sheets are thermally welded together.
So after hearing all of the from the beginning to the end, here's the official timeline that we're hoping to launch our product. So for year one, it's going to be heavily emphasis on the market research, the concept development, the prototyping. So these key evaluations will conclude the product established, feedback from focus groups. For year two, this is where we're going to start how to scale our production and testing. And this is where the marketing team is going to come in to strategize their methods to basically reach the right target customers. We're also going to pre-launch the activities. So this key evaluation for year two is to have manufacturing agreement signed, certifications and positive test results, and marketing campaigns. And year three is going to include our official launch, post-launch, and product launch and therefore the key evaluations are product launch with sales tracking and